CSC this year?
My name is Alex. I'm your Assistant Commissioner.
And we're going to start off today's workshop series with a quick CSC 101 introduction workshop. How many of you guys were at Gen Retreat this past summer? Mostly staff members. Okay, cool. So this is very similar to the presentation we gave at Gen Retreat, but it's always good to hear it again if you're hearing it for the second time. If you're hearing it for the first time, it'll be very, very helpful. We're passing around pens if anyone wants to take notes. And if you haven't signed in and you're here for a project, make sure you sign in before you leave, because that's how we're going to track the whole free van incentive system thing. Shall we get started?
Sure. So first of all, I just want to welcome all of you to CSC Presents Fall Training. We're hoping these series of workshops are going to help you become more effective project leaders. They're going to help you more effectively engage with your community partners and just improve your project overall. So we'll start with CSC history and relationships. So what is CSC? We like to think of CSC on 3 different levels. First, internally, we like to think of CSC as its own service project. The 24th project is what you could consider it. CSC, as a project, we carry out large-scale service programs on campus. So some of you guys may have heard of Day of Service, Issues Awareness Week, Nonprofit Networking Night. So that allows us to sort of get engage a large group of students on campus to get them engaged in service. We also think of CSC as an umbrella organization. So as you know, CSC provides a lot of resources for you guys. And as project directors, you guys are on the ground with your weekly sites. You guys are actually engaged with the community. And what CSC does is we provide you the resources to carry out your mission statement. Third, CSC is an advocate for service and service groups. So as you know, Omar, in fact, he's the CSC commissioner.
Hey.
He's a member of USAC, so Undergraduate Student Association Council. And what he does is he lobbies basically service on campus. He wants to get your projects out there, the causes that you're really passionate. He wants attention for that.
And everything that we do to serve these 3 communities. We serve our internal community of all the project directors. So if you're a project director, staff is here to help you. Our entire overall organization, every single CSC project, we help each other. We serve the community of UCLA undergraduate students with our programs, and we serve the greater Los Angeles community with every 2,000 plus volunteers that go out and serve every day. So quick history of CSC, which I personally think is very fascinating. It was started by a group of guys named Tom Hover, the Singletons, and all those names. Basically, it was back in the 60s, and they found national issues very important. It was the 60s, it was a crazy time, but they also found that there was a dire need right in their local Los Angeles community. So basically, there were 5 individuals who started a tutorial project in Venice Beach. And they wanted the university to provide them with some kind of support for this project, and transpo.
And initially they didn't get much support. There were a lot of worries about risk management and liability involved with that, going off campus. Because going off campus to conduct service during this period, that was a really new idea.
But they got it, and they actually wound up being under CSP, and they got it as a part of USAC. Yes, Omar?
Can I make a quick point about that? So the way that council is set up with Gen Reps, CEC, and CAC, were you gonna cover that?
Yeah, go for it though, it's next slide.
Oh, okay, no, you got it. Because I thought you forgot about it.
It became the USAC Council, CAC, CEC, all those fabulous guys who brought you the events you went to this weekend were formed as a result of those 5 tutorial project directors in Venice. They also were connected to the Freedom Riders group, so we have our roots in quite a bit of history, so that's cool. We're also one of the oldest and longest running service projects. It's awesome.
So let's take a look at the current ASU-CLA structure. So as you can see, ASU-CLA, it branches out into 4 parts. Student media, so that involves the Daily Bruin, UCLA Radio, and the magazines. Service enterprises, so Ackerman Student Union, etc. GSA, Graduate Student Association, and USA, Undergraduate Student Association. And that's where CSC falls underneath. And we're also connected to a variety of other organizations. USAC, Undergraduate Student Association Council, SHREC, that's the Student Risk Education Committee, VC, Volunteer Center, CSR, that's the Community Service Record, and SIAC, that's the Student Initiated Access Committee.
We're going to talk about all those later. Basically, we're connected to those through Omar as the commissioner. He sits on a bunch of those councils. So USAC, CSC brings service perspective to council. We basically, being the undergraduate service representative for this campus, we represent student service groups at UCLA. More specifically, we represent the projects and their interests. So we are able to lobby effectively for what you guys need and what you want through council. And this is the USAC structure, in case you're curious. We fall under one of the commissions, and then you can put that in the context of the overall ASCCLA structure. We fall under that USA tab, and then that's all done.
So just to stress that Omar, as commissioner, he has one of 13 seats on undergraduate student council. So he lobbies for community service, and he actually has a voice, and he champions everything that you guys do and everything that you guys are passionate about. So Student Risk Education Committee. So earlier I discussed regarding the Freedom Riders and their first tutorial project in Venice. They faced a lot of issues with risk management. So that's what Shrek provides. It ensures best practices, ensures that when you guys go out to site every week, that you guys are covered, that your liability is as low as possible.
The community service record is a privilege that is or maybe not quite exclusive, but almost exclusive to CSC projects. If you guys are a member of CSC, you can have all the service hours that your volunteers and yourselves as directors or CSC staff members perform written on your DPR. So it's a really official way to record the number of hours you've done. It's accessible through My UCLA. Directors should know how to do it, and if you don't, you can contact any one of us and we can teach you how to set that up, because it's a really, really great privilege that we can do.
VC, or the Volunteer Center, it was initially an initiative through the Chancellor's Office, and what it does is it engages students en masse to engage them in service. So as you guys know, today was Volunteer Day, and that brings the entire freshman class in to conduct 1 day of service. And our relationship with Volunteer Center is kind of interesting. So they'll hook the freshmen in, and what we want to do is engage them in long-term service. So we want them to get involved with your projects, the ones that go out on a weekly basis.
So everyone who just came back from Volunteer Day today, hopefully the freshmen had a really good time and want to continue their service, because we're here to continue that.
So we'll talk about the CSC and the projects, the relationship between us.
So we have a coalition of projects model. That is really, really unique. If you talk to any service organization in other campuses across the United States, they're going to say, wow, you have a coalition of projects model? That's really cool. Basically what it means is we take every single individual project and their needs and their struggles and their successes, and we put them all together, and everybody can share resources, succeed and excel and do better because of it. We are a network of multiple projects, all connected. Every single project is considered part of CSC. It means we have group coordination of volunteers. Like I said, we exchange challenges and best practices. We are a new project incubator, which means we help new projects succeed. And we have office space, for example, where students can just hang out and make friends with each other and bond over service. And these are all things that maybe in CSC you might think we take for granted, but it's really quite an honor. It's something special that we have together. And the projects are all part, this coalition of projects is a part of what we call CSC, so the program's project policy. If you're a CSC staff member, you work mostly on the program side. You may also work for the projects. If you're a director, you're on the project side. The policy really comes from all of us. It mostly comes from Omar and what he does as commissioner, but everybody can get involved in the policy if they want to. And then this is our staff structure. If you're curious, you're going to be hearing later on, if you stick around, from some of our directors. Basically, CSC staff, there's the exec board. For programming, if you're a staff member, you fall either on programming committee, for internal, external, or alternative spring break committee. These are the guys who put together day of service, nonprofit networking, alternative spring break. These are all events where they seek to serve multiple needs. One, they want to help the community, but they also seek to get people involved in long-term service. So these events, hopefully, students show up who've never done something like that before, really enjoy it, and then go join a project. That's the long-term idea of it. We also have a new publicity director and committee this year, which not only helps CSC get our name out there, but helps get every project's name out there. And we're here to help you get your name out there too if you're looking for more volunteers and new sites, stuff like that. Specialized directors, these are the ones that projects in particular are really going to want to pay attention to. We have a transportation director, Alice, in the back. She's going to give a presentation later. She helps you get yourselves to site. We have 4 PLDs this year, and they are the ones who are your connection to staff. We have an operations manager and a finance director as well. Carol in the back is our finance director. She helps you guys fill out all those gen recs, and there will be a presentation later on that as well.
So let's talk about the CSC project relationship. So it goes both ways. CSC provides the resources to you guys, to the projects, to help you guys get to site and fulfill your mission statements. And in return, there are a few expectations that we have of the projects. So first, we ask that each project has a CSC liaison. And what that liaison does is he or she attends bi-monthly general meetings. So those fall on Wednesday of evening weeks, so 2, 4, 6, and 8. And that's where we're going to get a lot of communication out to you, like really important events. We're going to communicate that to you. Contact, your first direct line of contact to CSC is through your project liaison director. So as most of you know, each project has one that's assigned. Also, if you have any other questions, I'm here to serve you as well. I'll put my email address down at the end. And we ask that you stay in communication with us. So emails are the primary method that we communicate with you. And we ask that you respond to them quickly because when we do email you something, it's really important.
A few other relationship requirements that we have is cleanliness. As you know, we all share an office space. There's a lot of people in that office space and it gets kind of messy. But we expect that you guys take care of it, especially the communal spaces in room 408. Take care of our communal resources as well. So the supply cabinet in 405, the computers, the printer, all that stuff. And the community that we have. So that's really up to us, everybody in this room, everybody in this commission. What kind of community do we want? How do you vision CSC? Especially if you're new or maybe you are just getting started and you're really interested in it, it is what you make of it. I know that on staff we say that CSC, you get out of it what you put into it, and I think that that's true in a lot of the other projects too. So just keep that in mind, and that's really what makes this commission.
And we ask that you work together with us. All of the initiatives that we put on, the programming, issue awareness week, day of service, nonprofit networking night, all of that ends up going to you. We're doing this for you. And we ask that when we do put on events like that, we would really appreciate your attendance at those.
So we believe, this is something that's really hard to explain, but we believe that CSC and the projects are one entity. So a lot of people when they maybe see CSC staff, they think, oh, that's CSC and I am my project. Which is in one sense true, but it's also, we're all part of CSC together and we all work together. And it's more for our purpose, right? We're all out to serve the community. So CSC is one entity, we work as one unit, present ourselves as one unit. Explain to your volunteers what CSC is and what we serve to do, because they may not even realize that they're part of something so much bigger and so much greater than the volunteer group that they signed up for. And if your volunteers are more engaged with CSC and your project, they're going to be better volunteers and they're going to be more interested in it. So it's a good thing to help them.
So next, we're going to really quickly talk about what CSC can provide you. So as you can see by this table, all of this is what CSC provides you.
Yeah. Go back. We won't go over every single one. Yeah, exactly. Take a picture. This really is everything we can provide, and some of these things are unique to CSC. We talked about the community service record already. Campus visibility is a big one that we're working on. Like we said, we have a new publicity committee that's trying to amp that up. We can provide you with lots of love and support. That's the key. If your project is having a hard time, if you are struggling for volunteers or for visibility or you lost your site, we're here to help you with that and work that out. There's a lot of people here who want to see you succeed. Every single project wants to see the other projects succeed, so that's there. If you're a staff member, same thing. We're all here to help you guys put on successful programs. The basic stuff is also like copy machine, transpo, stuff like that. A lot of people are, they have cool stuff here.
So CSC and UCLA, we're the only UC that provides transportation, and particularly transportation at less than half the cost of private business charges. So the CSC vans that you take out the site every week, half the battle of getting yourself to site is that transportation, and half the battle of actually serving your service recipients is getting to the communities that you want to serve. And CSC provides that, and I think transportation is probably the most important thing that CSC provides to projects.
Office space, projector, I don't know if you guys know, we have an LCD projector for you guys to check out, coffee machine, fax machine, refrigerator, mailboxes, stuff like that. Simple stuff. More stuff. Connections, that's good.
Sure, something really important that I do want to point out, CSC definitely does have a lot of connections with on-campus bureaucracy. So through Omar, if you ever need to get in touch with administrators on campus, or USAC or ORL, he's someone you can speak to. There are people on CSC staff who sit on committees such as CS Mini, or SIC Mini, or CPC, CAC, all of these funding bodies. We have representation on there, so if you guys ever have issues or questions, I mean, that's a really quick way that you can access the information that you need.
We have a website, which is brand new, as of last spring. And we want you all to use it and be on it frequently because it's a way for everyone, you know, you guys can direct people to it, and we post your events on it. You can have your own, I mean, I know every project has their own website, but we post project events, fundraisers, field trips that you need help on to the website so that other community members see it. So that's a good thing. We have lots of campus visibility, and again, the programs which everybody can participate in, especially Project Bruin.
And that's it for now. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Julie, you are ops manager, so you can talk about more specifically what the CSC resources are. Sure.
So when we want to use the group of space to have our meetings, is there a time you can access and have to be outlined throughout the week?
So our communal office space, 405, is available to reserve. Actually, for our operations manager, Julie, you can just email her and reserve that time that you need it for. And that's all set. That's all you have to do. She'll talk about that all the time.
So as far as timing, they cut off.
No, probably just Kirk off hall open hours. So probably by like 8. Anything else? Great. So just like 2 minutes and we'll switch presentations.